Hello, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Marina Kirsch, and I will lead you through a Pathways program orientation. If you are already signed up for Pathways, you might want to have your personalized homepage open in order to follow along in your program. But if you're not signed up yet, please make sure to go to toastmasters.org/education programs to sign up for a path and jump right in. So now I would like to share my personal Toastmasters homepage. And yours might look actually very similar. I am already logged in. So when you log in, the login will be up here at the top. It just got hidden by this menu, but it's up at the top. And then after you're logged in, it will say hello and your name. There it is, welcome Marina. So I am logged in. That's where your login link will be. On this page, you'll note that you can upload a photograph if you like to really personalize your page. And this is your home page. So it's called My Home on the Toastmasters website. When you log in, you automatically go to this page. So the interface has been streamlined. I'll tell you about a few things on this page. First of all, at the top left is Go to Basecamp. That is our educational program. Next to it, to the right, is Learning Hub. There are educational resources there, and that is where you will go if and when you decide to go for an additional path. Now, we do recommend that members completely finish level 1 and preferably a few different levels in one path before they purchase a second path to get started in. To the right of that is Achievement Board. If you're a new member, don't bother to go there. There's nothing there yet. But as you collect achievements, you will begin to see things adding up there. Underneath, under Annual Business Meeting, are a couple of links that are for all members. And underneath there, though, is something you won't see unless you are a club or district officer. Leadership Central, these squares will only be there if you're leading in your club or in your district. Underneath there are additional links that you should familiarize yourself with when you are able. So let's launch right in now. So this is your home page. But next, when you click on Go to Basecamp, it will take you to your personalized, customized dashboard. It will have all of the paths that you are currently involved in. I just want to mention at the very top, there are some additional links for achievements. Again, your personal achievements will be listed there. There is a feedback link and there is a resources link. Feel free to go there and look at all that's in there. The top two paths here are the active paths. My motivational strategies path is one that I just started recently. I have only one project finished. Visionary communication, I'm almost done with. Underneath there is a Pathways Mentor program, and that entails 6 months of mentoring another member. I have done this before for my first Distinguished Toastmaster Award, but I might just do it again in order to get a second one. Distinguished Toastmaster is the highest achievement that Toastmasters offers, but you can go for more than one. Underneath Pathways Mentor Program are some additional things that I've finished. So I have already finished the Presentation Mastery Path, and I have done the Club Coach Program. Now, the path that I'm going to choose to launch in and show you more is Motivational Strategies, only because it is the only one that is a brand new path for me, and it will have the same interface and projects that you will have in your level 1. So let's launch it and see where we go. I've had a few glitches recently, so the question is whether it will go where I want it to or somewhere else, but we're gonna show you how to get to wherever you want to go. I have noticed recently it's slower than ever, and I think that might be because it's year end. and Toastmasters, a lot of things are happening in Toastmasters. So it went to the page that it recently always defaults to instead of to the overview. This is not the page you will see when you launch your program. Here is a page you will actually see. It is an overview of all 5 levels and the path completion. I'm going to close this top one so you can see it more clearly. So in every path, there are 5 levels, 5, and there is a path completion link at the bottom. And we ask that members complete all of level 1 before they launch into levels 2, 3, 4, 5. And obviously you can't do path completion until you're done with all 5 of the levels. So let's take a look at what's in level 1. The little down pointing arrows on the right of the level numbers are what you will click on to open up what's underneath and see all the projects that are in there. Now I want to mention that these are all live links, icebreaker, writing a speech with purpose, etc. I'm not going to click on one now because we want to keep this speech as short as possible, but they are live links. So what's in level 1? First, the icebreaker, the speech that Marina gave today. And typically you would do that one first. It's the first project that every member does. Now notice my second project, writing a speech with purpose, it has a little green circle with a check mark in it rather than the white circle with a check mark. And that's because I've completed this one. Why? Because I'm not a new member. I'm an old member. I've been with Toastmasters for about 13 years, and I can jump around if I want to. And that's something you will be able to do also after you finish level 1. The other projects in this level are writing a speech with purpose, 1 speech, introduction to vocal variety and body language, 1 speech, evaluation and feedback, also 1 speech, actually 2 speeches, and an evaluation given to another member for their speech. So level 1 completion, by the time you have all 4 of these with green circles and check marks, then it's time to go to level completion. Level 1 contains 5 speeches and 1 evaluation in order to finish it. Now, when you click on completion, let's hope it goes there quickly. If all of those levels or all of those projects have been completed and have the green circles with check marks, this submit button that's currently grayed out will be active. You will click on it, and that information will then go to, for level completion, will go to the club president, the club VPE, the club secretary, and to Toastmasters International. Let's go back to the overview. So the overview link in the left menu is very important. You lose your way in your program, look for the overview link. Now, a couple of times that link has been gone, and I wondered why. But the reason why is it's always visible in full screen mode, which is what I'm on. But if your window is too narrow, it may not show. Widen your window, and then you will see it. It will always be there. Also at the top is a resume button. So if you just want to go back to where you last left off, you might want to click resume, although I found sometimes it goes to where you left off by default anyway. Okay, let's look at level 2. Level 2 has 3 speeches: understanding your communication style, active listening, and some speech about an aspect of Toastmasters mentoring, and then the completion of that one. Level 3, it has only 1 speech, understanding emotional intelligence, but in addition, it has electives. So you will have your choice of electives. Here they are. So for each one of these, you only need to do 2 for this level out of this group. You can click on each one and read what it says. This one, for example, using presentation software, It gives you a description of it. If you wanted to do that one, you would click select and it would take you to your project. However, you can jump around and look at all of these. You can dip into more than one, and no fear, if you're into one, you decide you don't want to do it, you can jump ship. You can go to a different one. Let's go back to our overview. Level 4, one speech on motivating others, and also only one elective from a different group, a smaller group of options. I will not click on that, but you notice that I have question and answer session in here, and that is the project I'm actually doing tonight. I will soon have a green check mark there, or a green circle with a check mark. Then level 5. Level 5 has a team building speech, which includes a 2 to 3 minute speech to talk about an upcoming event, then a longer speech after the event is over. And this level also includes another elective. And notice here too, I've decided already which one I want to do. It is prepare to speak professionally. Now, when you have check marks for all of your levels and you've done all of the projects in all 5 levels, you will then be able to go on to this path completion level. And it has a longer speech entitled Reflect on Your Path, where you will talk about your journey in your chosen path. And then finally, you'll click on path completion in order to send notice to your club officers and to Toastmasters International that you are done. To complete an entire path, you will have 12 speeches, either 5 to 7 minutes or longer, actually 4 to 6 for your icebreaker, longer for the others. You will have a short speech in the team building project of 2 to 3 minutes, and in addition, you will have to give one evaluation for another member. What I'd like to do now is launch one of the modules. Let's go to the icebreaker in level 1, the project that Marina has just done. And let's see if it goes to my default page. No, it didn't this time. This time it went to the opening page, which is what you will see when you launch it. So it'll talk a little bit about project resources, and at the bottom, you'll see that there are some items that are PDFs down here. You can open them up, you can download them, you can even print them. So there is a project checklist, there is an evaluation resource, which is what your evaluator will use when he or she evaluates your speech. There is a print the icebreaker project. Now, that's also, if you want to download it and just have it on your computer, that's great. Most of these icebreaker project PDFs are 15 to 30 pages or so. You may not want to print them all for that reason, but they are handy to have. And if it's a complicated project, I like to download it so I can open it without even going into my program to look at it. Finally, in here is an icebreaker speech outline worksheet. When you are done looking at everything on a page and checking it out, click the next button to go to the next page. And here, the only thing I want to tell you is whenever you see these kind of arrows, click on them. There's more information. And you should really go to every page, click on every down pointing or sideways pointing arrow, read all the information, and in some places, there will be fields that you will type into. There might even be a short video, or there might be maroon buttons that you should click on to get more info. When you're done with the page, click next. So we want to make sure that you get all the credit for your projects, and also that you have a proper record of completion. So I am actually now going to skip some pages and go to the link over here. You have a menu at the left. So where the overview button is, There is also the icebreaker speech, which we're in right now. It will show you where you're at. Right now, we are on introduction and assignment page, and that shows right here. It's highlighted in your list. And as you go down the list, it will show you which page you're on. Right now, I want to go to learning in the icebreaker. Let's see, right here. Actually, it is the next one, so I'll just click next. Now here, there's something a little different. There are fields to type into, and I have pre-typed a couple of answers here. On this page, you're going to type into this field something you already know about. Like I typed in, I already know how to engage an audience. You can type up to 5 different things in here. Each time, click on Add New Item, and a new field will open up that you can type into. Then over here on the right, under Wonder, add items regarding things you have questions about, things you are uncertain about. So I just typed something in there. I typed, I wonder about the best way to organize my topic. But you may have totally different questions. Again, you can add up to 5 in each column. Then later on, you'll go down this whole list, keep clicking next and going to different pages. But when you get to complete your project, here's where you will finish up this process of learning, wondering, knowing. So first of all, whatever you typed into the know column and the wonder column will pop up. You can review it. And then in the learned column, you can type what you have learned by finishing this project. Very important also on this page is what's at the bottom. So here is where you will add the details of your speech title, your speech date. It will come up with a little calendar when you click on this. Select your club. I have only Exeter Speak Ups as a club. And then by selecting the club, it will open up the person who's evaluating you. So right here, you can select your evaluator from the list. Their names are all here. And then finally, down at the bottom is something you can use if you would like to. You can, after you select your evaluator, you can request a description. So request something you want them to look for in your speech. And click Save an Email down here in order to email your project description or question or concern directly to your evaluator. I hope I got that straight. I have not used it yet, but I think it is a wonderful resource for everyone to use. So with that, I'm going to wrap up this presentation, and I hope that it was helpful. Feel free to email if you have questions, and I wish you a wonderful Pathways journey.